Hello, my name is Randy Shear, and I'm a technical curriculum developer here at Jitterbit, and I'm glad you could join me as I walk through the setup process for the Epicor Magento Invoice to Fulfillment process template. First, I want to explain what a process template is. The Cloud Studio process templates are groups of pre-built integration use cases that accelerate the execution of a specific business process using numerous objects across multiple applications or systems. Process templates are designed to reduce the time to deployment by 50 to 80% and can be self-implemented, delivered by Jitterbit Professional Services, or delivered by an implementation partner. For access to a process template, contact your Customer Success Manager. The Epicor Magento Invoice to Fulfillment process template speeds integrations and reduces technical support requirements. Its standard objects minimize the need for additional customization. The pre-built workflows automate data synchronization between common objects such as customers, products, invoices, and orders. Finally, its integrated processes eliminate manual data entry, data exports, and costly delays. Now that we know a little bit more about this process template, I'm going to quickly show you how to set it up. Before I prepare my Epicore instance, I need to log into the Jitterbit Harmony portal and open Marketplace. Marketplace is Jitterbit's new resource for searching and retrieving recipes and process templates to help you quickly create new projects. Once I find the appropriate template, I will first click the documents to download the documentation for this process template. This documentation should be referenced frequently while using the process template. After the documents finish downloading, I'll click on Start Project. The next screen is the Download Customizations. Here, I am presented with a zip file to download. I will make sure I have all the files checked and click Download Files. I will use the files in the zip file to prepare the Epicore instance. After the files download, I'll click Next to be directed to the Create New Project screen. This process template has multiple projects with specific names that should not change, but I can add a prefix name to help manage multiple iterations of this process template. I will then select my proper environment because Jitterbit is capable of having multiple environments. Once all these steps are complete, I'll click Create Projects. After the projects are created, I can either go back to Marketplace or go to Cloud Studio. I will continue to Cloud Studio where I will find my newly created projects. There are 6 projects in total with my prefix followed by the name of each project. It is important to run each project in the proper order as listed in a documentation guide. Now it's time to prepare my Epicore instance. Before running the Cloud Studio project operations, the main user of Epicore in your company must prepare the Epicore endpoint. The Epicore packages must be deployed and then verified as described in the documentation guide. For this section, I will need the files that I downloaded while installing the process template. These downloaded files contain all the configuration files I need to configure this template. For this video, I'm only going to do the first one. To do this, I'll log in to Epicore with my credentials. On the main screen, I will type the word Solution in the search box and select Solution Workbench. Now that I'm in the Solution Workbench, I will open the Actions menu and select Install Solution. In the Source section, I will click Solution File and browse to the first configuration file. Now, in the Settings section, I will set the Deployment folder to my working directory. I will also click the Remove Directives with Matching Names checkbox. Finally, in the Conflict Resolution section, I will select Automatically Overwrite Duplicate Files and Automatically Overwrite Duplicate Data. This will avoid issues while trying to install new versions of the solution or updating an existing solution, allowing an update or overwrite of the existing information. The last step is to click Install. Once you've installed the 2 files, it is time to validate the Epicore package installation. To validate the installation, I will open the Actions menu and I will select Delete Installed Solutions. On the Delete Solutions screen, I can verify that the files are listed in the table. It is important to read the buttons at the bottom. Do not click Delete unless that is what you intend to do. I will click Cancel. Now that I've installed the Epicore package and validated the installation, the data model must be regenerated. This process depends on your Epicore installation type. After importing the project and preparing the Epicore instance, I will need to go back to Cloud Studio and click on the first project that is listed in the documentation guide. It is very important that each project is deployed in the proper order. Please see the accompanying documentation guide for more information. Each project has its own independent set of project variables. To set the value of these variables, I will go to the project variable list by clicking the Actions menu icon, which are the 3 dots at the top of the project pane. I will then select Project Variables from the drop-down menu. Then select and modify the values as appropriate. When I am done entering all the appropriate values, I will click the X at the top, which will take me back to the project. There is a list of variables that need to be changed in the supporting documentation guide. With the appropriate variable settings applied, I click the X at the top, which took me back to the project. Prior to running any of the project's operations, I need to open each of the configured connectors, both Epicore and Magento, and test the connections to confirm that the supplied credentials work with each endpoint. First, I will check Epicore to see if the connection is successful. To do this, I will double-click on the Epicore connector and scroll down to the bottom where I see the button called Test. When that button is clicked, it will take all of the variable settings I used in the last step to see if there is a successful connection to my specific Epicore connector. If it was successful, I will see a green message saying Connection Success. If it was not successful, I will get an error message. I see that my connector was set up correctly, so I will click the X at the top and do the same thing for the Magento connector. Now it's time to start triggering the proper workflows in the proper order. It is important that I install, configure, and test the connectors of all of the projects listed in the documentation guide. Once this step has been completed, I can deploy and run each project in the proper order as listed in the documentation guide. If you have any questions, please check out the information located at Success Central by going to success.jitterbit.com.